I was just saying that I feel like I look like Alan Watts, but I wouldn't really quite say that because I don't have a British accent, and I got long hair, but I will not have a beard. So there's that. Hello, hello. Welcome to this space. This is a place we talk about philosophical, theosophical, and existential topics ranging from life to death, living experiences, what God means, what the Spirit means, what our soul means, what reality means, and all that good jazz. We just are going to talk about everything, I think. Hopefully, I hope we get to actually express everything. But before we go down that rabbit hole, let me introduce myself. I am Dazal, so nice to meet you. Um, Today's topic we are discussing at 5:30 in the morning. So just buckle in. It's going to be a little bit loose, a little bit rigid. We're still getting the hang of this dog, but I'm just going to jump into the topic. So, what we were just watching um, was a little video by Alex O'Connor, and it was called The One Sin Jesus Refuses to Forgive. Now, it was a quick little video, like 12, 15 minutes or so, and he was talking with these two other fellas who were Christian representatives, I presume, since they seem to have very Christian stances. The middle guy, the older one, was a very familiar face. The ginger did not know him too well. The middleman seemed somewhat open, but he is very tactical with, very smart about like when he jumped in, his responses. But the ginger was a bit more defensive and had much more reproach to him. And I specifically am calling out the point when he tells Alex, this is where we're going to disagree, or I see we're not going to agree, or you're going to disagree. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not clocking every word they say, but that bit stood out because in his mind, he's already drawing a line saying, like, whatever you say from this point forth, I am going against, I'm going to disagree with you in full. And basically, I'm not going to be open hearted and hear you out and consider the factors and the things you're bringing to the table. And I was like, ooh, Alex makes some really good points and you're just disregarding it. How unheartedly. And then the middleman, the older one, he was a bit more open. He was a bit more calculating. He considered what was brought to the table, but he sort of ducked and weaved some of the questions, as did the other guy. So I felt it was a very unfair debate with very what should have been mature men, but that's not the case, as it seems to be with most of America. So I'm like, okay, these fellas, these farts cannot open their minds. They're so hardened and locked in that they just don't see what's in front of them, don't actually see what's on the table. They see a book and think it's fire, or see an example and think it's thorns. I just felt like it was an unfair conversation. So I wanted to talk about that myself. I wanted to talk about the verse that they were going over, and I actually have it here. So I will pull it up directly and read it for you, and this is what we will discuss and open ourselves to the idea of. And if you have any viewpoints, your perspectives, your stances on what this means, I would love to hear it. All I ask is that it comes from a soulful place, a heartfelt place. It's not an echo chamber you heard from church. And if it is, If it is an echo from somebody else's words, well, hopefully it has meaning and resonance to you. But the verses here, I'm reading from the New Testament by David Bentley Hart, who is translated by. It's the second edition, Yale. I don't know if that's Yale edition, but it's Yale. So I'm going to jump right in. It's chapter 12, verse 31. It says, "Hence I tell you, every sin and blasphemy will be excused human beings, but the blasphemy of the Spirit will not be excused. And whoever speaks a word against the Son of Man, it will be excused him. But whoever speaks against the Spirit, the Holy One, it will not be excused him, neither in this age nor in the one that is coming." So the reason I like this translation is because it's so literal. It's like the closest thing we have to a literal translation from the scripts. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean to speak against the Spirit? Right? You know, logos, we should start off with first. Logos is the translation of the Greek word. It means word, but it also means God, as in the famous John chapter 1, verse 1 verse. So if that's the word, then what does spirit mean? Well, spirit, quite literally, means breath. And yes, Christian theology will tell you, like, it's talking about a spirit that comes from heaven. In an abstract way, yes, they're not wrong. But we're not taking this from a Christian standpoint. We're not boxing ourselves in. We're having an open idea, a unconnected, unfiltered idea of this concept. So logos is the word, and logos is also God. The Spirit is breath. So you take the two together like seasoning, right? Like food. And you throw them together, you got the word, which is the food itself, the substance. And then you got the seasoning, which is the breath, which is the feeling, the heart, the connection, the where it comes from. It adds onto this, which is more like tone. So with the two, this is that. So as one could maybe take the translation, and then it's up to you to interpret it. You don't have to listen to anyone else's views. You don't even have to listen to mine. If it speaks differently to you, that's how it speaks. But to me, as it speaks, it's a very literal translation. The Holy One. What is the Holy One, right? Well, we're all connected by the breath, and we're all connected in space, planets, this invisible substance that connects us together. I'd say that's probably the closest thing we can get to spirit, not just oxygen. No, it's something that we're breathing that goes through us and lives in us. It's that unseeable substance that moves things in the world, that causes the wind, that brings the right words into fruition, that inspires an artist, that gives the author the scripts they need. It's the sort of faith that you have when you can really tap in and listen to that inner space, that inner chamber, not something else, not a quote you saw on the internet or a passage you heard read off or a sermon somebody else gave. It's that thing that lives independently through you, through your vessel, through your transmission. So what does it mean to go against the Spirit? The blaspheming against it. What did it say exactly? It said, but whoever speaks against the Spirit, the Holy One, it will not be excused him, neither in this age nor in the one that is coming. So if it can't be excused, what does that mean? How do you go against the Spirit? Because if that's the only sin that's unforgivable, that seems pretty hefty. So you really want to take that into consideration. What does that mean to you? Now, before this, it took me a second to really try to understand it. I actually couldn't. But until now, I could. It's an alignment with your inner self versus your outer self. And there's so much going on in the outer world, so many things we might be trying to impress or align with or validate ourselves through. But when we connect inside in our spirit and really connect with our inner knowing, our inner gut, our inner sternum, our inner breath, our inner knowledge, and really trust the words and the phrases and the messages that are coming through, that one might say is alignment with the Spirit. To go against it is to dismiss it, to in a way dismiss yourself or dismiss what wants to come through, like the messages, the intention that wants to come through, right? So let's say inside you there's a little Susie. I'm using more of a Socrates kind of expression. Socrates felt he had a divine voice speaking through him. Say Susie inside you can give you wisdom and guidance and say, go this way, go that, stop speaking, bite your tongue, it's time for silence, speak up, go help them. The way you refuse the Spirit is by refusing literally those things. Someone's in danger or someone needs assistance and you can help, and you're like, it's in your soul to go out there and jump with it, like your chest is just practically, your heart is pounding out of your chest, like leaping out of your chest. It's saying, go out there, help them. And you're like, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't know what's going to happen. Or, oh, you should probably tell this person that they're wrong. Oh, I don't want to get them upset. Or they might get upset at me. Or I might be wrong. And if you don't follow through with these things, you might as well be lifeless. You'll be a doll. You will have no purpose in being. You will be guided around, strung around, played around with, lifeless. Lifeless completely. You'll be like a doll, like a rag doll you can just swing around, that won't fight back, that can be placed wherever it wants to be placed, and told without resistance. Do this, do that. Don't think for yourself. Keep on going. That seems like rejection of the Spirit right there, and people might say, not people, but very specific doctrines and dogmas might say, no, that's not what it means. how do you know what it means? How are you going to tell me what I believe it means? Because they're just telling me what they believe it means. They have their idea as I have mine. And you have your idea as I have mine. So your belief might be different than mine, but I'm just sharing my view on this sort of belief. I'm leveling here in getting human with you as a person with respect. I'm not speaking above you. I'm not saying that I have more knowledge than you, but I'm coming from a place of experience, of a place of deep yearning to understand. And I'm sure you might be too. Do I know 100% that it's right? Like, on a factual basis? I would say so. I would say so in my own soul. I would say, yes, I believe this in my soul. Yes, I can say this 100%. And that's me going with spirit. That's the action of. To say, well, maybe not factually, maybe it would disagree with some views, maybe, other guys would tell me not. No, 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 no. I believe this 110%, which is impossible in math. So I believe it flatly 100%. But that's me. What this is supposed to mean to you is under your own interpretation. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, you should be your own interpreter of Scripture, your own priest. Be that. You are your altar, you are your temple. This is known. So if you are your altar and temple, what does that really sound like? It sounds like a place of worship. So if you don't honor what's inside on the altar, the offerings or the messages or the divinations that come through you, if you don't honor those things, aren't you rejecting the Spirit? You might even say rejecting the church, rejecting what? Exactly, that's up to you to decide. What do you want to call it? It can be called many things: the self, God, Spirit, all these wonderful expressions. But you have to find that for yourself. I can point the way. I can tell you where to find it. I can be like, there it is. It's right there, right in your chest. Your treasure chest. Oop. A hint. Be playful with these things, fool. It doesn't have to be so serious. It's so playfully laid out. It's silly. The translations that we've come to, the wordings we have for things, the meanings behind definitions, is so silly. It's so funny how it's laid out in a way that translates across the globe, not just in America, not just in Asia, not just in a religion or doctrine or dogma or a place. It exists here with all of us. And no, before you go, man, this guy must be tripping, bruh. No, I am sober AF. I mean, sober as heck right now. I mean, like, no caffeine, no alcohol, no drugs, celibate. Not to flaunt these things, but it should be known that there's no influences. No influences beside the world, beside open interpretation, open expression, open messages, open experiences. It is very serious to me to have these experiences, this really nifty world view on things, but I can't have that world view with substances as a crutch. I can't have it with something to loosen me up unless it's natural, like cardio or calisthenics or writing or art or talking, whatever that is. There's very natural ways to get these out, and I want to get this message out to people who really have a heart in trying to understand these things, who really want to talk about God, their views, their ideas, the way they see reality and shifting and perception and the ether and the occult and anything else they find interesting. So I'm opening these doors to get the water through. It's just a start. It's just a start. And this isn't some 12-step plan. This isn't some roadmap I have planned out. Nope, this is just me talking from a heart, from a place, from a spot. Like I would hope any human would. Do scripts have a purpose and use? Yes. Is it fake? No. It still comes from a heartfelt place unless it's made with AI. Then that's from an AI felt place. But no, this is coming from a very human conscious place. So if this is something up your alley, if this is something that you would like to indulge in, see more of, let me know. Talk about it. If there's a certain topic you want to hear, drop it below. Otherwise, I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep moving forward, keep putting us first, me first. And that's how you should be. And then we can always go into the discussion of what's me. But that's another topic for another time. So, with that, I will bid you adieu, a farewell, and a good night. So, if you liked what you saw, please let me know. I love reading comments, and I do like seeing the feedback on likes and dislikes. You obviously know what to do if you want to stick around. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I said it. I said the word. I said the phrase. Hit it. Just give it a little tap, a little punch, a little clickety clack, like a little. It would mean a lot to know that there's other people who are interested in expanding these topics. I could go on, but I do need to conclude this. So, good night, good day, good evening, all that good jazz. Farewell.